Let's flip the narrative. Men are taught that to win a woman, they must please her in bed. That giving her intense pleasure, making her scream your name, or showing her the right moves is the ultimate sign of masculinity. But this belief is why most men fail. Here's what women will never say out loud. They don't fall for the man who just touches their body. They fall for the man who understands it. And even more, the man who understands her mind. Every woman has slept with a guy who was good in bed, but she never obsessed over him. Why? Because he was just a physical experience, temporary, replaceable. The man who becomes unforgettable is the one who understands why she reacts the way she does, who leads without asking, who brings presence instead of performance. In this video, I'll break down the 10 things you must master before ever trying to please a woman physically. Because once you understand what turns her on emotionally, you'll never chase her again. Part 1, emotional foreplay begins before physical touch. 5-9. Forget the idea that foreplay starts with touching her. It starts hours before that, with how you make her feel in your presence. Ask yourself, do you walk into the room and command attention without saying a word? Do you look at her with confidence or with needy anticipation? Women are psychological creatures first. They want to be seduced by energy before the body. It starts with your eye contact, not staring, but holding her gaze like you already know she wants you. It's your voice, slow, deliberate, no rush, like you're in full control. It's your frame, how you stand, move, and pause when she speaks. When you do this right, she starts imagining what it would feel like to be touched by you, long before you ever lift a finger. Why this matters? By the time you touch her, her mind has already surrendered. That's real seduction, making her want it before it even happens. Part 2, stop being performance-oriented. This is the trap most men fall into. They think great sex is like a performance. They try to do everything right. They memorize moves, try to make her react in specific ways, and constantly watch her for approval. But here's the truth. When you're performing, you're not connecting. She feels the disconnect. She feels that you're trying to impress her, not possess her. And women don't surrender to men who seek approval. What women actually crave is your presence. Your full undivided energy, grounded, aware, not trying to do anything. Just being with her. When a man is truly present, he stops thinking, is this working? And starts feeling her body, her breath, her energy. Presence says, I'm here, I see you. I'm not chasing your reaction. I'm creating your reality. That's 100x more arousing than any technique you'll learn from a magazine or a video. Part 3, understand her psychological needs first. Before she can open her body to you, she has to feel emotionally seen and psychologically understood. You cannot ignore this. Every woman walks around with insecurities, doubts, secret fantasies, emotional walls, past trauma, social conditioning. And if you try to just go physical without addressing these inner layers, you'll never fully reach her. Here's how to shift. Learn to read her emotional state before touching her. Is she playful? Distant? Guarded? Understand that emotional safety leads to physical surrender. Validate her presence, not by compliments, but by listening deeply. Use intentional silence. Don't fill every gap with chatter. Let her feel your grounded energy. The man who gets her, who doesn't judge, who doesn't push, who allows her to be fully herself, is the man who unlocks her deepest desires. Once she feels emotionally naked, physical nakedness becomes natural, and she'll give you parts of her no man has ever seen. Part 4, the power of slow domination. Fast isn't always better. In fact, most women are emotionally turned on by slowness, not because they like being teased, but because slowness shows control. Fast hands look nervous, fast moves look desperate, but slow hands, they signal mastery. They say, I'm not in a rush, because I already own this moment. You dominate her energy by not rushing the experience. You guide her body like a master craftsman. Every movement, every breath, deliberate. Here's the key. Hold her with intention, not impulse. Touch her like she's fragile glass, but with the power to crush her if you wanted. Speak slowly, move slower, lead confidently. Slowness creates a buildup, and the buildup is what drives women crazy. She starts shaking before anything even happens. That's when she knows you've got her. Part 5. Talk to her like you own her mind. 25. Most men talk during intimacy like it's an awkward script. Do you like that? Is this okay? Can I? Wrong approach. This kind of verbal permission-seeking kills the masculine polarity. Instead, speak into her soul. Use language that asserts, not in a crude way, but in a commanding, grounded tone that makes her melt. Say things like, "Look at me. Don't move. You're mine tonight. I know what you need." Your voice should sound like you've already been inside her mind for years, not guessing, not asking, but knowing why it works. Women surrender to the man who leads their emotions. When your words hit her mind the same way, your hands hit her body, she experiences a total emotional collapse. And that collapse, that's when the obsession begins. Part 6. Control her breathing. Control her pleasure. 25 29. If you control her breath, you control her entire emotional state. The secret most men never understand is this. A woman's pleasure lives in her breath. When she's breathing deeply, slowly, and rhythmically, she's relaxed, present, and open. When her breath is shallow and frantic, she's in her head, disconnected or nervous. Here's what to do. Match her breath in the beginning. Create resonance. Then start to slow it down. Breathe deeper. She'll naturally follow. Touch her in rhythm with her inhale. Pause and continue on her exhale. Your calmness becomes her calmness. Your depth becomes her depth. And once she starts breathing the way you want her to, she's no longer just participating. She's submitting. Part 7. Never try to impress her. Make her feel lucky. 29 33. Desperation is the biggest turnoff. Trying to impress her, whether by technique, stamina, or compliments, only shows you're not secure in your own worth. The real switch happens when you stop asking, "How can I please her?" and start thinking, "How can I make her feel lucky to even be here?" That shift in frame changes everything. Because now, your presence feels earned, not offered. Your energy says, "I'm the prize." Your vibe communicates that you've walked away from better, so she better show up fully. And here's what's wild. Women love the feeling of earning your attention. When she feels like she's the one being chosen, she gives more, opens more, craves more. Don't try to be impressive. Be undeniable. Part 8. The mindset of a man she can't forget. 33 37. Every move, every word, every touch. It all starts with one thing. Mindset. The most unforgettable men carry a belief deep in their core. I don't need her to feel complete. She needs me to feel alive. You're not doing this for validation. You're not addicted to praise. You know who you are, with or without her. Here's how it shows. You walk away when things feel off without needing to explain. You hold your boundaries even when she tests them. You never beg, never chase, never convince. She knows you're rare because you don't move like the rest. And even if she walks away, she'll always wonder, why couldn't I replace him? And that question will echo in her mind for months. That's the power of a man who's already full. Part 9. Leave her with silence, not closeness. This is where most men fail. After an intense emotional or physical moment, they try to hold on too long. They crave closeness. They speak too much. They overstay. But the man who leaves just after she's completely open, the one who goes quiet after shaking her to her core, that man haunts her. Why? Because the silence amplifies the experience. It leaves her with space to feel everything deeper, without distractions, without your presence softening it. Here's the rule. Don't cuddle out of obligation. Don't talk just to soothe her. Don't stay just to feel needed. Exit with calm. Exit with command. Say one line that reminds her it wasn't just a moment, it was a memory. You'll think about this every time you're alone. Then leave. Now she's addicted, not just to you, but to the mystery you carry. Part 10. Become a man she can never replace. Every man she meets after you should feel like a downgrade. Not because of money, not because of looks, but because your presence was felt in her bones. The way you touched her, the silence you left, the calm control you held even in chaos. That can't be copied. To become irreplaceable, you must embody 3 things. 1. Depth. Speak to her soul, not her ego. 2. Discipline. Show her that your emotions don't own you. 3. Detachment. Let her know you'll walk away, even if it hurts. You weren't the nicest. You weren't the easiest. You weren't always available. But you were the realist. And that kind of man doesn't leave a void. He leaves a legacy. Final word. Let her miss you, and she'll obsess over you. 47 She won't admit it. But women long for a man who they can never fully figure out. A man who makes them feel, then leaves them thinking, Don't try to be the man she talks to every night. Be the man she remembers every night. Because it's not your texts that make her miss you. It's not your gifts, your compliments, or your promises. It's how you made her feel something no one else ever could. Then disappeared like smoke, leaving her addicted to a moment she'll never recreate. That's the Stoic edge. You don't chase. You don't beg. You build yourself so strong. She chases the feeling of being with you, even when you're gone. And when that happens, she won't move on. She'll scroll through old photos. She'll replay your voice. And she'll whisper your name, even in someone else's bed. Because you weren't just a man, you were the storm.